Giving all praises, honors, and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that told me this truth. That rule well. Shalom to the elect scattered through the four corners of the earth. My name is Kodash Paya. And as you can see here, this is a picture of an AI-generated extreme sunburn competition that was created to illustrate, it's illustrating, right, what will happen if white people stayed in hot sun for days. And they started going viral, the images. You know, it looks real as shit. But not only that, it specified on who? White people, which calls themselves Caucasians, right? Which, biblically speaking, they are Edomites, right? The Idumeans, when the scriptures speak about it. You know, they're the Edomites. And we know that through process of elimination of the description that the scriptures give of this specific nation, which is how they're going to rule the earth, to get the fatness of the earth. We know who's ruling now. These elites, right? Rothschilds, which is Red Shield. But not only that, it also goes back to the curse of Cain, which committed the first murder upon his brother Abel, because the Lord didn't accept his sacrifice. So what? The Lord took away his pigmentation. That mark was that he, you know, took away his pigmentation, his melanin. Because at that time, everyone spoke Hebrew, you know, but certain things had to happen for certain repercussions. So, and then Edom in the Hebrew is Adawam. Look at this shit. And our people don't get like that. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites, we have melanin. You know, we absorb. It doesn't burn us per se. And this is why they even have companies investing in billions of dollars to get melanin. Nevertheless, when the scriptures speak about Esau and Jacob, alright, right here, Salaki, in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 20. We could start at 23, right? It says, matter of fact, let's start at 21. Genesis chapter 25, verse 21, and Isaac entreated the Lord, Yahweh, for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her, right, in her womb. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to require of the Lord, Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So just because they was in the same womb doesn't make them the same people in this context, in this prophecy rather, right? It said it's 2 manner of people, 2 different mannerisms, 2 different spirits, right, that became nations. It said, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And this is prophecy, you know, because remember Esau was sold. He sold his birthright, you know. He sold his birthright, and so this is why it also says, Salakia, one people shall be stronger, right? Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native and Seminole Indians, which are the biblical Israelites, we are naturally a stronger people than any other heathenistic nation upon the face of the earth, right? And This is why we going through what we're going through and still able to stand firm, especially prophets. You know, but anyway, it said, and when her days, verse 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were 2 twins in her womb. Right? It says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. The first one came out red, which is the elder, like a hairy garment, you know? And that was a curse put upon him, right? A lack of pigmentation. Because even when people have albino, when they're considered to be albino, that's a curse. Blonde hair and blue eyes. You see? It says, and Esau, I believe, I forget how you say it in Hebrew, Ishash was something like that. Wasted away as he. And then Adawam. So even in Hebrew, it describes their physical depiction, and then we understand physically who's ruling as prophetic, right? And who are the Edomites today? Edom, Esau. You know, and then it describes in Job where they have reside at, in the caves, things of that nature. See? So it says, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was threescore years old when he bare them. So I didn't even describe Jacob's depiction or anything like that. It just described how he grabbed his heel, because that was a representation of Jacob, name changed to Israel, princes of power. The Israelites are eventually going to bring down this Edomite kingdom, because they're still among us today. They're here today. So that's the case. The Israelites are here today, and all the other nations. The only thing changed was their names, which caused confusion of people not knowing who they are and everything else. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Our people are playing. Get them some little beer, some food, little music. They just be chilling in the crib all day. Esau, they like to hunt, creating devices to capture animals. They eat raw meat, you know. They have these caveman characteristics about themselves. All hairy, smelly, right? But that's the nation that's actually ruling society now as we know it, as well as Rome, Greece, so on and so forth. You know? And it tells you, second us, just the 7th chapter, how Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the Lord is showing who these people are, and the other nations is even seeing how cunning and vain these people are. You know, that's ruling the government, the other nations. Yeah, so hey, I just wanted to bring that out. It's funny because this is going viral, you know. Let me get some real quick. So right here, real quick, in Genesis 36:8, it says, "Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir." So when you go to the region of Mount Seir, the Edomites, it shows you how they dwelt in caves, and it shows you their architecture, right? It shows you their architecture. And these are the same architects of Greece, Rome, right? Over here in America, Babylon the Great, you know? They are cunning men. They dwelt in the caves. They grunted. Job, in the book of Job, it described them. I think Job, I believe the 5th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. So it says Esau is Edom. Because plural, Edom is a nation. But real quick, let's go to verse 19. It says, these are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and these are their dukes. And when you go over there in the UK, you have the dukes over there in the United Kingdom. I think also Britain. And then you see, their symbols and everything. But those are these people, man. Right? So I just wanted to bring this out real quick. Lord willing is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And also proof to where they're going to be destroyed over in, this is what Apostle Elder Apostle Tahar brought out in Isaiah the 34th chapter, when it speaks about the Idumeans, verse 5, where it states, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. This hasn't happened yet, and this shows that the Idumeans are cursed. And the Lord is going to bring judgment upon them, which is why the scriptures also say it's going to be a day of the heathen. Right? And this is why Cain was crying. Oh, they're going to laugh at me. You know, the world is going to mock him because of the way they look and things of that nature. And they are a fucking laughing stock, you know? They're the most strangest, vilest nation of people on the earth. Just like when the Egyptian president stated how the Israelites left Israel dark-skinned and came back looking like these pasty bastards that's dwelling in Israel today, which are imposters. Now you got Esau, you got the Amalekites, the Khazars, the Zionists, so. And then a lot of our people are in the midst of looking like Edomites. So they may look like Edomites, but they're not red like this. You know what I mean? So that's why you also gotta discern through the spirit. But nevertheless, yeah, so these are the Edomites today, man, which call themselves Caucasians. They say, oh, the Caucasus is mine, whatever, but these are those people. And I'm not even touching on, this is just the tip of the iceberg, you know? Brought out maybe 3 precepts, description, but that's enough proof. Also, when you look into the history of the things I was saying, showing you who the Edomites are today. Just like when you read about who the Israelites today, it describes this specific people is going to go through this specific judgment. You understand? So, there you go. Anyway, so with that, I'm going to say shalom, on to the next.